I feel like that's what you do there. I don't know.
First of all, no, it's not what you do.
I don't know. I'd be terrified to go. I'd be like, someone's going to spell me.
Dude, it was, let me just tell you, Harry Potter trivia night ended up in like me in a bar fight somehow.
How the fuck? What do
I
you
don't
fight over? Like which
know.
house people are in? 'Cause I know you were making fun of me. You were like, what house is Tracy in? Which I don't even know what that means. A regular house. I don't
Do
fucking
you remember
know.
what everyone
does
was
that, No,
saying?
but what does that mean?
Do you remember what everyone was saying?
No, I don't remember.
You
I totally checked out. I heard Harry Potter and I checked out.
We're taking a quiz after this to see what house you're in, so I'll update
All right,
everybody.
amazing.
But
You're gonna let me know what the fuck that means.
It was awesome. Harry Potter trivia night was awesome, but I also did something else that I want to tell you about that was really funny. Well, it's not funny, but you know, like we're like a little older now, and I feel like I'm constantly bombarded with ads on the internet about my fertility, like and people like telling me like you're so old, freeze your eggs, like you know what I mean, like when are you gonna have kids? Are you not gonna have kids right away? Like you better freeze your eggs. So I've been like super paranoid. So I went to my gyno and I'm like, I want to have my fertility tested. Like I want to know what's going on because if shit's bad, like
I need to know.
Like, okay, we'll get to cooking if things are bad, whatever.
Give me a time frame.
So it wasn't like a hard test to do. It was like pretty much just blood work. And the doctor called me the other day. And you know what? This is just like a huge fuck you to everyone that has just been on my ass like that. You know, it just shows you it doesn't matter. Like age is just a number. Like it really is such bullshit. So the doctor called me and told me pretty much I'm making it fucking rain eggs.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, bitch.
Oh yeah.
I got more eggs than fucking IHOP on a Sunday.
Hey.
I got more eggs than Jurassic Park.
Hey.
Cue the Jurassic Park music. Dun 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 dun.
Wow, that was scary accurate. I had to be like, where is she going with this? That sounds exactly like the theme song. Or how about this cell phone? Whoa. Every time I hear somebody in real life, I'm like, there's a dinosaur here.
Tracy's more impressed than my Jurassic Park singing than my egg dropping. But dude, like, you know what? Like, screw everybody. Like, just do it on your own time. Get out of your own head. Like, it just
stop thinking about it. It's gonna happen when it happens.
Like, just because you're 30 doesn't mean that you're drying up.
First of all, some bitch in Hollywood just had one at 45, and
Who?
I'm like, I think like I don't know, one of them. Somebody just had babies. I don't know who it was, but it was somebody major, A-lister, 45 years old.
Wow.
What?
And they're fine. Life is
fine. I mean, they're fine. I mean, they have like a doctor basically living in their vagina, but it's whatever because they can afford that. But the point is they had it. That's my point, is that it can happen. You just have to stop stressing it. When you stress, your body goes into shock, and then your body fights off, you know, just the natural process. You just got to let be. You're right. That's good advice from Tracy. So let's talk about marriage today. You know, I think traditional marriage is over. It's dying. Like, he brings home the bacon and she cooks it. Like, that's an old mentality, you know? And I think every girl dreams of her wedding day and dreams of getting married, right?
Yeah, for sure. You know, and the data is clear. Like, marriage is good for you. You live longer, you stay sane, or you get richer, you're happier. Like, these are all facts.
Absolutely.
Tracy, when did you realize that Corey was the one you were going to marry? Like, did you know?
Well, like, I mean, it was so weird because everyone on the show was like, you guys are rushing, you're rushing. We met in March 2000. Well, we started dating in March 2011, okay? We didn't get married until August 2013. So I don't feel like that's rushing. I feel like that's a solid 2 years after being with somebody. I mean, is it fast because people are in relationships for 10 years? I feel like those people are allowing him to basically work you over, that it's been 10 years and he still hasn't made a move. Like, if you're together with me for 10 years, you know you want to be with me, right? Because I don't get that.
Yeah, so one thing that is huge, and it's not just with our baddies that are messaging us, but I have my own friends going through this. When is the right time for a guy to propose? Is there a right age to get married?
No. You have to have some experience. First of all, be 21 and live your drinking life for a little bit. I feel like that's important because I snatched Corey up at 21, and I feel like sometimes I feel bad because
talk to me about this.
I'm always like making excuses like, oh, I feel like he never got to like experience anything. Like, he had never even gone to Vegas until this past year. So it was like he never got like to legally get drunk and like take some girl home, and like he was already in a relationship. So sometimes I have guilt about that because I'm like, we got married. He proposed at 23.
Like, you don't want to feel like he missed out on anything.
Yeah, I just feel like I don't want him to ever be like, oh, I never like went out with my friends and did the whole like. He always was in clubs, but he had a legal ID. Like that doesn't count. Like when you're legal and like have no stress, you can just go to bars with your boys. Like he never did that because he was with me. And like I didn't never want to be like, you're the reason I missed out on all of that. So sometimes I feel like now he's like, oh, I really want to go to Vegas. I really want to go here. And I'm like, you can go. Like that's not my thing. I'm not gonna hold you back from doing those things. I also want him to experience things because I feel like, he's 28 years old and has 3 kids. Like, that's
crazy.
Huge. My brother is 28 and he's like dating.
Living the dream.
Like, like he's dating, living in New York City, dating. Like he's out and like he has a girlfriend. Yeah, but like, I mean, he's still like not locked down with kids.
You can see the big picture here, which is like,
I feel like
you don't want him to hold it against you one day that he didn't get to do X, Y, and Z. So you're like, okay, like go out with your friends tonight. Like you're not going to be
I don't
crazy.
hold him back. Yeah. I don't do that. I also, he'll be like, oh yeah, I'm going to go to my friend's house. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. Like, I don't ever want to tell him you can't do that. First of all, I'm not your mother. Like if I'm like, I really would rather you not go tonight for a reason, he won't go. If there's a legitimate reason, like I really wanted to spend time with you. But for me to be like, you're not allowed to go hang out with your boys. Like, 1, who the fuck am I? And 2, like, you
a lot of women
ripped
are like
him
that,
out
though.
of his like best years and put him in a relationship at 21 years old. Like that's crazy. I've been with him since he was 21.
So I appreciate you on the one hand for like recognizing that, but on the other hand, like I always want you to remember that like at the end of the day, those are choices that he made.
No, he did, but he's the one who wanted a family.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He
like,
wanted us to have kids like
him
when we first met.
Yeah.
I was like, chill the fuck out. When you put a ring on my finger and I do this, how I was raised like down the aisle, the whole thing. Nothing against anybody who has the kids first or whatever, but my family, like, it was very important that we get married first. So I was like, listen, if we're serious about this and you're already talking about kids, like that's when I kind of was like, I feel like he's really the one because he was never like, oh yeah, we'll talk about it down the road and blah, blah, blah. He was like, I want to have kids with you. Like, and I was like, well, then you need to marry me because I'm not just having kids and just seeing where the fuck it goes.
Yeah.
I want a life together and to start it and be able to tell our kids that this is the way we chose and blah, 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 that whole thing.
Do you want to hear the Goldilocks theory?
Yeah.
Getting married too early is risky, but so is getting married too late. The Goldilocks theory says getting married in your late 20s to early 30s is just right. Exactly. The exact ages they say are 28 to 32. They say less people that marry in that time frame get divorced.
Because I feel like you've lived 7 years
a little bit more mature.
And then you're like, wow, 30's coming up. I should probably start doing this.
But it is interesting though, because if you wait too long,
oh no, then you'll take anybody because you're like, oh my God, I'm desperate for
right.
anything
And that's
now.
why the divorce rate there goes up as well.
Yeah.
So they do say that there's like the Goldilocks age right there, which is interesting to me. And
I think that sounds about right. I would have assumed that too.
My friends, that I've been dating a guy. Listen, if you've been dating a 30-something guy and you're in a multi-year relationship and he has a steady job, like he has no fucking excuse not to marry you.
Yeah,
like,
no, he's probably scared.
Let's just be real, okay? Let's ask you some questions, okay?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm 21, but my boyfriend and I have been dating for over 5 years.
Nope. Bye. No, don't. I can't.
I think we're both ready for marriage in the next couple of years.
You don't know anything else. You got together when you were 16. You weren't even driving legal cars yet. Get the fuck out of here with that. People don't know what they want that early to only have one person. You have no idea what you like. I feel like the girl on Bridesmaids, honey, you don't even know what you like. Like, she's saying a lot of people are saying we're too young and we're not ready. Absolutely.
Too young,
100%. Right? Corey and I got engaged at 23. So we were already together 2 years at 21. He was in college. He did that whole thing. You guys have been together through high school, college, now legal drinking age. You guys don't know anything but each other. I'm telling you what's going to happen is you guys are going to be together. I don't want to shun all these because there are people that I know who are high school sweethearts and they are still together. So there are cases.
I know.
But this is crazy. Like, you have to experience life. Life is so different now. Like, back then when everyone was doing that, there was no social media. There was no temptation. There was no any of that. And, like, when you've only had, maybe he had, like, 2 or 3 girls at 16. Like, I don't know. That's, like, not
or
a lot
zero.
for a guy. And I didn't want to, like, put him down. But he could have had no girls. You're the only girl. You don't think he's ever going to look for anyone else unless you're down for like threesomes galore when you're older. Like, I don't know how you're going to hold your man to one girl his whole life. I don't understand how that's going to happen. I'm sorry. I really jumped all over her. But like, that's frustrating to me. If my daughter came home and was like, oh, I'm dating this guy at 16 and then was still dating him at 21 and she's like, I want to get married. I'm going to be like, Sky, you don't know anything about the world.
21.
You have
what's
no
the
idea.
rush? Why the rush to be married? I don't even get it.
It's so much work.
It's so much work.
Everything changes because now you're stuck with this person.
For life. It's
not like you have, when you're dating, like you guys can be cute and fun and like you have the option of getting out.
Yes.
It's like, okay, I don't want to make marriage sound so miserable, but like, dating is like being on the surface, like on a cruise. You know it's going to come back and you have the option to get off, right? Okay. When you're married, you're on a fucking sunken ship
You're sick.
It's drowning. You have nowhere to go. That is the one person. You are stuck with this person eternity.
Through better or worse. So like if he does worse or she does worse,
or
like,
you
got to
get a
figure
divorce.
it out.
Okay, you get a divorce. You know how expensive those are?
Yeah.
What is the problem? You know how much you spend on a wedding and then spend on a divorce? To rush it is not worth it.
It's not worth it.
I feel like people need to experience things, which is why I tell Corey all the time, like, yeah, go out, go with your friends, have fun. Like, I'm going to do the same, but I was older than him. Like, I got engaged at 25. I'm 2.5 years older than him. Mm-hmm. So and girls mature faster. Take it or leave it. Sorry, guys. That's the honest truth.
Oh, for sure.
So in my head, I was 30. In his head, he was 21. Mm-hmm. So the fact that he even wanted to get married and have kids at 21 was like a major yes for me, because I was like, why, when you could be out partying, do you want to marry me? Like, and he's like, this is what I want. I want to start a family. And I was like, all right, this is all yes. This is yeses for me. Like, this is what I want. A guy who I don't have to drag and force.
Don't forget, guys, new clips air every Thursday. So see you next Thursday.
Hosted on dimlywit.com.
Even though we are not your best examples,
we're the best you've got.
So cheers, bitches.
Cheers. Make sure you subscribe to our channel for updates, and if you like this clip, share it with a friend.